From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. As mentioned on AccuWeather Daily yesterday, concern for a hurricane brewing up in the Gulf of Mexico this week is becoming more of a reality, as AccuWeather meteorologists are now warning that a major hurricane is coming to the Gulf of Mexico. Communities along the central and eastern Gulf Coast only have a few days to prepare for the fast-brewing, quick-moving storm, which can potentially bring life-threatening storm surge, flooding rainfall, and destructive winds. The Western Caribbean to the Gulf of Mexico has been an area that AccuWeather meteorologists have been highlighting as a hotspot for tropical activity since the middle of this month. Showers and thunderstorms quickly gathered over the weekend in the Western Caribbean and adjacent land areas in Central America. Localized flash flooding and mudslides will occur in areas surrounding the Western Caribbean from Jamaica and Cuba to southeastern Mexico, Belize, Honduras, and Nicaragua. AccuWeather began designating the brewing system as a tropical rainstorm this past weekend to raise public awareness and issue its own track map to help people and officials plan ahead. Well, on Monday morning, the National Hurricane Center issued an advisory for potential Tropical Cyclone 9. When it is upgraded to a tropical storm with sustained winds of at least 39 miles per hour, it will be given the name Helene. AccuWeather Chief On-Air Meteorologist Bernie Rayno said that the combination of deep, warm water and low disruptive wind shear could assist in rapid strengthening when over the Gulf of Mexico from Wednesday to Thursday. AccuWeather is expecting the storm to make landfall as a major hurricane of Category 3 strength, which brings with it a minimum of 111 mile-per-hour winds, upwards to 129 mile-per-hour winds on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. However, it could possibly reach Category 4 status, which is 130 mile-per-hour winds, at some point while it is over the Gulf of Mexico. Now, at this time, the storm's eye is most likely to track along the Gulf Coast from the eastern tip of Louisiana to the central part of the Florida Peninsula. The highest landfall probability at this time is somewhere along the coast of the Florida Panhandle late Thursday. A track into the Florida Peninsula could mean an earlier landfall on Thursday. However, you should not just focus on where the eye could make landfall. There is a significant risk to lives and property with the upcoming hurricane in the U.S. The current rainstorm, soon to become a major hurricane, is initially rated as a 3 on the AccuWeather Real Impact Scale for hurricanes. Now, this scale incorporates much more than the Saffir-Simpson wind scale, which is based on wind intensity alone. The Real Impact Scale weighs in storm surge, flooding rain, economic loss, and population affected, in addition to damaging wind gusts and tornadoes produced by a tropical system. It is possible that real impact may be pushed higher. Wind gusts frequenting 100 upwards to 140 miles per hour are forecast near where the storm lands. Widespread power outages are anticipated near north and east of where the eye makes landfall. Now, where the hurricane makes landfall, general rainfall of 8 to 12 inches is forecast. A pocket of 8 to 12 inches of rain is also likely in the southern Appalachians and the Piedmont. Even as the storm loses wind intensity after moving well inland, the likelihood of heavy rain will continue. Typically, in the hours and days after landfall, the heaviest rain shifts to the north and west of the storm center. Some of the heaviest rainfall hundreds of miles from the Gulf Coast may steer across the Tennessee Valley or the lower Ohio and mid-Mississippi valleys. Flooding along some of the secondary rivers is possible, but a moderate rise on the Ohio and Mississippi rivers would be welcomed by tug and barge operations that transport goods. Lower water levels for the third year in a row have been restricting those operations. Heavy rain may fall as far to the west as part of the Ozark Mountains in Missouri and Arkansas late this week. Even if the storm steers northwestward for a time after landfall, a zone of heavy rain will break out farther to the east as a plume of moisture streams in from the Atlantic along the Georgia and South Carolina coasts. That's all for now. There are more articles and regional forecasts at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.